right, perfect. We're going to give it one more minute and then we'll get started. Again, thank you for being here. Okay, the music can turn off and we can begin. I do like to give some time if anyone wants to introduce themselves or say hello. I see some folks tuning in already saying stuff in some of the chats across the platforms we have here. So hello and welcome. What I am also going to do is take a moment and introduce myself so that you get to know a bit about me before I get to know about you. So hello and welcome. I see a lot of new folks and a few returning folks. So happy to have kind of a nice blend today. For those of you who know, I'm moving right now, so I haven't really had a lot of time to be as focused right now in kind of the space as I'd like to be, but I felt that I really wanted to take time to make sure that we got to our alchemy class. So I'm just grateful that we had this opportunity and that we're here. And I'm really looking forward to getting to know a little bit about what we're here to talk about today and to go into our ceremonial kind of meditation. So again, who am I? For those who don't know, my name is Leah, Precious Thunder Warrior, my birth name being Leah, and the medicine name that I was given, Precious Thunder Warrior, I received by being an apprentice and later a teacher in the same space by a Mayan curandera. I was an apprentice for a year. I taught and was kind of a tutor for a second year. And so I personally am not Mayan, but spent a lot of time trying to understand magic from that space. And I'm so lucky that I had that opportunity. But from my own personal background, I currently work with basically my ancestry, pulling from on the maternal lineage, the Celtic traditions, the Norse traditions, as well as the Slavic traditions. I really love to work with kind of like runes. I pull runes often for myself. I am very close to the work of Sather, the seeing and trance work. We in fact have a monthly trance meditation group that is kind of based on Sather. Beyond that, I'm also a huge fan of Baba Yaga and working with kind of that chicken house Baba Yaga energy. And on the paternal lineage, I'm pulling from the work of ancient Babylon, working with kind of ancient Mesopotamian societies, the places between the Euphrates and the Tigris. My family's originally from Syria, but basically on the border with Iraq over there. So really pulling from that very, very old context of magic, as well as, this kind of more modern witchcraft, you might say, pagan, kind of Celtic, Wiccan stuff as well. I also worked I work kind of as an eclectic witch. I work a bit, I've done a lot with Buddhism and Shaktism in the past. And beyond that, I am a Reiki master teacher and intuitive reader. So I'm really here if there's anything that you need. And I'm just looking forward to sharing this space. And I'll talk a little bit more about what this class means to me when we get into basically the bit of a talk or a lecture for today. But I do like to open the space now. So I see there's some folks in the chat. I'll start with you guys. But if anyone on any of the platforms would like to speak on Zoom, you're not able to come off mute at this time because we've had disruptions in the past. So you can type anything you want to me and I will read it out loud. And I also see there's folks with their pronouns in the chat. That always makes me very happy because my pronouns are also they, them. And so if you are still trying to learn with that, now is a great time to practice. On me specifically, please just respect anyone else's pronouns in the space. Sort of like necessary to being here. But yes, thank you. And all are welcome, really. It makes me so happy to see, folks from every walk of life. So if someone has raised their hand, I'm sorry, you can't come off mute, but you can write in the chat. And I'm happy to read your message there. So I'm going to go first. I see Donna Louise is here and she says, hello. Hello, Donna. Welcome back. I think you've been here for a while. Grateful that you could make it today. Thank you, Donna, for being a part of this space. I really look forward to sharing with you. I see Andy Libera is here and he says, hi, I'm Andrew Libera. Welcome, Andrew. Grateful for you to come today. If this is your first time, happy that you could be a part of this with us. And welcome. Salim is here. Salim says, hello, welcome, Salim. I hope you're doing well and hope everything is going well with you. I see Erin and she says, hi, Aqua, and Virgo, nice. A lot of Aquarian energy, perfect for alchemy, perfect for working with the air, as well as Virgo being kind of an airy earth sign and Virgo also being magician energy. I think this is a great place to spend your hour today. So welcome that kind of Aquarian age, moving into a new time and a new way of thinking. It's very much what alchemy is about. So that's wonderful. I see Eshtul, who says hi, or she says, I'm Eshtul, sending greetings and love from Lexington, Kentucky. Wonderful. That is amazing. And welcome, Eshtul. Happy to have you here today. Thank you for being a part of this space. And greetings right back. And Andrew says, Helsa Volva. Yes, thank you. Yes, Helsa. Awesome. I see Michelle and says, hi, my name is Michelle. First time here. Very happy to be here with you today and impatient to learn more. Thanks. Thank you for the patience that you're able to muster, Michelle. Totally understand. And we will be getting started shortly, I promise. But grateful that you could come today and thank you for being here. And Celine says, Aquarius 7-11-33. Nice. Yes, 11s, 3s, 7s, all powerful, magical numbers. And we're coming upon 11-11 sooner than we think, probably a little bit over a month to go. So lots going on. And Joanna's here as well. Hello, Joanna. Welcome. Many hearts, many smiles. Welcome, welcome. But yes, and thank you again for your patience. Thank you for sharing. So happy again to have you. And I also see Callisti Chaos is here and says, OMG, I just figured out how to use the chat feature. I was incredibly confused for a moment or three. Anyway, hello. Hi, and welcome. Happy you could be here as well. The chat is confusing, so I appreciate patience with that as well. It's just for the safety of the community because we have had disruptions in the past and I'm just not about that life anymore. I just cannot do it. It's too frustrating. And honestly, for those who witnessed some of those, it was just annoying. So thank you for your patience figuring out the chat feature and grateful that you could. Again, grateful that everyone's here. All right. Now we do only have an hour, so I am going to keep us moving. Someone says, I've got 7-Eleven with me always. Cherry Doonigan. Thank you. Wow, that's amazing. Actually, 7 and 11. I think those are such brilliant numbers as well. Yes, I'm seeing all the 7 and 11 today. 7 is my life path, so I connect with it. It's the philosopher's number, right? It's the thinker. So this is a great time to be working with 7-11, new beginnings. How perfect. Let us begin with this kind of esoteric undertaking together. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit the record button now. And so if you have questions, you're welcome to ask them still. At this time, though, I will read any questions anonymously for the purposes of the recording, only because there have been times for example, in Muckle Magic last year, where I like recorded someone's face and I didn't mean to, and I just want to make sure that everyone is, here because they want to be, so to speak, sharing because they want to be shared. So let's talk a little bit about what this course means, and then we'll talk a little bit about what we're here to do today. So, as I said, I'm kind of pulling from two very different lineages. One, which is the kind of Western European, which in many ways is kind of the heart of modern witchcraft, right? I mean, Norse stuff drew me first, but I think Norse pagan stuff specifically has its root in kind of the medicine work that we've learned from from Indigenous America, but also kind of reinterpreting our old texts to best understand how to be animists, right? And how to be one with the earth, be one with the animals, be one with the powers that be. At the same time, the reason I like to call this kind of an esoteric ceremony is because the term esoteric means secretive, but it also really kind of refers to these esoteric forms of knowledge that helped create modern Wiccan and pagan thought, which came from Hermeticism, which came from alchemy, which came from the magic and wisdom of ancient Egypt and ancient Babylon. And alchemy, of course, itself comes from alchemy, which some would say is Comitian magic, or it would come from the Egyptian word for kemet, which in this case also means the earth. So it's the earth magic of the Egyptians. Now, I have to re-find what this source is, but I have also read that there's many things to be said about why I should even talk about Babylon while talking about alchemy. The first is that Babylon and Egypt were neighbors, and also often battling each other in sort of the military sense. But they were also trading back and forth for hundreds, if not thousands of years. And alchemy, all the alchemical texts we know, were written either by Egyptians and their Babylonian students, Babylonians and their Egyptian students, or figures who we couldn't tell if they were Egyptian or Babylonian, even if they were living in Akhmim, which is a city in Egypt, or if they were living in Babylon proper. So to me, alchemy is often deeply tied to both Egypt and Babylon, especially the work of philosopher's stones, crystals, and kind of that early potion making that became what we think of as kind of modern alchemy and chemistry. So because of that, I like to think of this as a bringing together of that very old magic that I'm curious about for my own ancestral lineage and wanting to talk about, which is this kind of Babylonian work, and how Babylonian work and Egyptian work became Muslim work and mystical Muslim work. Some of you have been to my Ramadan circles, so, working in kind of the mystical space of Islam, and how that then became kind of Renaissance and medieval alchemy, which in turn became esoteric thought, which in turn became, the right-hand path and the left-hand path, which in turn became Wiccanism, and so on and so forth. Because to me, the steps are directly connected. And so I find that if we can create this foundation, we're able to fully connect. And also, I think it's really great to talk about alchemy, and I feel like it's not discussed as much as I want it to be discussed. So create the space you want to see, right? All right. So with that said, today our subject is specifically on the Emerald Tablet. The Emerald Tablet, which is also known as Lo Azamoroth, sorry for that. It is considered kind of the heart of Hermetic texts. Now, for those of you who are beginners, Hermeticism is something we discussed previously. And I mean, we could go on and on about Hermeticism, and in a way we are today with this subject, but the kind of basic rundown, explain it like I'm 5, is it's a sort of secret and philosophical system. There's a prophet, who is Hermes Trismegistus. And Hermes Trismegistus is considered the face of both Thoth and Mercury. So the Egyptian god of writing and medicine, as well as Hermes, Mercury, the Egyptian god also of kind of travel and moving from the living to the land of the living and the land of the dead. He was the psychopomp and various other things. And they're both associated with Mercury. So Hermeticism was this idea of working with notably alchemy as well. Hermeticists were often alchemists. So these words can almost be used interchangeably at times. But working with alchemy, working with trying to understand the divine workings of nature, and doing so through what some would consider scientific practice, and at the same time doing so with what would be considered divine practice, sacred practice, the meditation, the coming into the self, trying to reach higher states of consciousness. And this was done in turn with what is considered sort of proto or early chemistry, and beyond that, kind of working with crystals, trying to change the colors of crystals, and the search for the philosopher's stone. So when you hear the term Hermeticism, that is in a way interchangeable here. And you now know who Hermes Trismegistus is as well, who is this kind of, it's believed that he is a phase that has been interpreted by many other cultures. So the idea is, in Hermeticism, all cultures are trying to understand the same concept. And that same concept is the secrets brought in by Mercury or Hermes or Thoth, and trying to understand how they all connect. That all being said, I'm just keeping an eye out in case anyone has any questions yet. Awesome. So far, so good. So that being said, the Emerald Tablet, or Lawh az-Zamurrud, is considered the heart of Hermetic text and is considered pretty much the foundation of all alchemy. So it's pretty highly regarded in this space and in this subject, and is therefore, I think, very important to any alchemical practice in understanding, in meditation, and in self-exploration of any kind. There's been numerous translations, numerous commentaries, but it's in its own right, I think it speaks for itself. And so that's why we're going to kind of just work with the primary text, so to speak, the original source. And the earliest sort of known example of the Emerald Tablet comes from medieval Islam. So these are, again, mystical Muslims. Mystical in this case meaning not sort of, it's kind of like Gnosticism versus Christianity. It's, you're not sort of beholden to the church or the masjid the same way. You're working outside the norm. And so these kind of mystical practitioners were translating this document amongst themselves, and there's multiple Arabic translations. I actually am excited that during our meditation today, I will be able to recite some of the translation for you in Arabic, because I actually speak Arabic and practice a little bit to make sure that I could get it for you guys. So we will be reading Jabir ibn Hayyan's translation, Jabir ibn Hayyan being, again, another kind of father of Muslim alchemy from, I believe, the 900s. Those are kind of the original translations. And then from there, it moved into medieval Latin, and we have multiple Latin versions. And that was something, the Latin translation is kind of what became the heart of alchemy in the West. And through that translation into Latin and bringing into the Western European space, the Emerald Tablets became a true mainstay of alchemy kind of forever because of that. Even people as famous as Isaac Newton or Swedenborg, if you've heard that name, believed in the importance and the power of the Emerald Tablet and the words of the Emerald Tablet, and believed that within that text were the secrets of the Philosopher's Stone, and that the magic of the Philosopher's Stone could be found through the contemplation of the Emerald Tablet. Beyond that, I think the last thing to keep in mind is that it's believed that Hermes Trismegistus is the actual author of the Emerald Tablet. So while there's only the translations that we have, and we don't have sort of the original document written on emerald, the belief is that this was kind of brought to us from Mercury himself. So without further ado, I'll give a kind of rundown of the actual text because it's kind of short, and then we'll go into our meditation if there's no questions. So the main idea is the phrase that we've all heard of, as above, so below, which is at the heart of alchemy, lies in this Emerald Tablet text. And it is the second line. And so for many, it's sort of like, I think if you read to the second line, you've already, bam, you found it, you know? And so the idea is, with truth and certainty, there is no doubt. That which is above, that which is below is, and that which is below is from that which is above. All miracles come from one thing, as all are one. The Father is the sun, and the Mother is the moon. The earth carried it in her belly, and the wind nourished it in her belly. As earth shall become fire, feed the earth from that which is subtle with the greatest power. It ascends from the earth to the heavens, and becomes ruler over that which is above and from that which is below. So I believe that it is speaking directly about the Philosopher's Stone, but it is also in a way speaking directly about, I think, the heart of esotericism and trying to understand the secret of all basically divine knowledge. For those who are interested, you know, those who know about Sufism or have come to my sort of Sufism talks, specifically what I talk about is that Sufism, mystical Islam, at its heart is trying to understand the secret of the universe. And alchemy is no different in that way. Alchemy is exactly the same in that we are looking for a secret, we are looking for secret knowledge. And the Emerald Tablet is basically an instruction that all natural order is the secret, that the sun and the moon and the earth, the fires, the winds are all a part of the secret, the divine truth, so to speak, that can be known, can be found out. And, you know, some alchemists, some hermeticists believe that that truth could be found through chemistry and could be found through, you know, potion making. But others believed that it was through contemplation solely, and that you could only find the secret by going into meditative space. So today we're going to spend a little time trying to do our own esoteric meditation and contemplation and just see what we can receive and see what we find. So if you feel called and you're ready, I recommend now is a great time to get into a comfortable position. You know, take a breath if you need to. If you need to finish up some notes, go ahead and take them. And we're going to get started with our meditation here. If you have any questions, now is a great time as well to ask. And I'm just going to check to make sure that there aren't any questions that I've missed. Great. Okay, and the music can start anytime now. Perfect. Wonderful, wonderful. Okay. As always, we'll begin with deep breath work. As I said before, this is a 1-hour class, so we'll finish, close to the 8 o'clock limit. So this should be relatively short, but should move us deeply. Beginning now with the breath. Together, we'll breathe in to the count of 9 and breathe out to the count of 9. When I say, I'll guide you now. Breathing in 9. And breathing out 9. Breathing in 9. And breathing out 9. Breathing in 9. And breathing out 9. And we'll do one final breath here now, pulling the air all the way in from the bottom of our feet to the top of our head. Breathing out when I say so, not yet. In one long whoosh, letting everything go. Breathing in deeply now, 9. And breathing out 9. Wonderful work, everyone. We'll take a moment now and call any of our guides to us. Our animals or our deities or our ancestors, anyone who would like to support you, and ask them to surround you now, share with you their power. Asking them to bring you a bit of an energetic handshake or upgrade, or a little bit of space and support now to begin this esoteric process. Taking a moment to be with the self, fully relaxing the body, the feet, the legs, the stomach, the heart, the throat, the head, as the seasons are changing, we are coming closer to the natural order's time of endings. Everything in this moment is ending now. All the conversations, the co-workers, the clients, the customers, the teachers, the students, the family. Everything in this moment is ending right now. Let us imagine now that we are moving up and out of this room, out of our bodies, and out to those ancient desert lands, to the heartlands of alchemy, alchemy. As we are finding ourselves in this place, our feet are touching down at the gates of a great pyramid. And when we are ready, let us enter this gateway and find within the pyramid our very own private and personal alchemical lab with bubbling potions, alembics, herbs, crystals, and specimens in glass. You may see your allies here with you again, or you may see Hermes Trismegistus, Ascended Master, Mercury, Thoth, and Hermes, faces of the esoteric, the hermetically sealed. You may even perhaps see the great sorcerer Jabir ibn Hayyan. Taking a moment now to listen for any messages meant purely for you in this pyramid, in your alchemical lab, from those who have shown up to help you today in this esoteric space. Now these beings are instructing you. Finally, they say, you've made it here. They're so happy for your presence. And they're telling you now to place your awareness into your third eye and forehead, breathing deeply into forehead space as we allow for expansion of our subtle, unconscious, and intuitive awarenesses. You may even want to, with your eyes closed, look up into your forehead as you remain held here in your alchemical lab. As we're breathing into the forehead, we are feeling that space opening up as there is the world around us. There is now a new world opening and becoming clear through our mind's eye. Our mind's eye becomes a window to a paradise beyond. Grasses, trees, crickets, the entire green earth can be viewed all within the confines of this window of our third eye. We're listening and seeing. We feel the powers of heaven, of paradise. The spirits now hold an emerald green mirror up to your face. And you see your features. You see the world opening at the center of your forehead. You see yourself as your personal mystic. You see the face of your sorcerer's knowledge reflected in this emerald mirror. And the more you gaze, the more your forehead is now flicking with symbols and images that you can witness from this mirror, sending you messages meant only for you. And soon you are realizing that your third eye and your human eyes with this mirror are the reflection of the microcosm within and the macrocosm without. As your brain cells and veins represent and reflect supernovas, overt knowledge and esoteric, you see the universe and you see yourself in your reflection. And there are no boundaries between the two. And now the words of the emerald tablet appear on this emerald mirror, an invitation calling to you. حق لا شك فيها صحيح إن العالي من الأسفل والأسفل من العالي، عامل العجائب من واحد، كما كانت الأشياء كلها من واحد بالتدبير واحد. أبوه هو الشمس، أمه هو القمر، حملته الريح في البطنها، غذته الأرض. Truth and certainty, that in which there is no doubt. That which is above is from that which is below, and that which is below is from that which is above. Working the miracles of one, as all things were one. Its Father is the Son, and its mother is the moon. The earth carried it in her belly, and the wind nourished it in her womb. It ascends from the earth to heaven and becomes ruler over that which is above and that which is below. The words and symbols of this emerald mirror become golden and bright. Almost blinding. So that your sight is completely gone. And all there is now is the awareness of the dream, of mysteries of the great beyond. Everything is falling into place exactly as it was meant to. Your third eye now is closed in dream as you can feel deeply with your subtle consciousness that you are reflected beneath you. Your pyramid has become a diamond. And you feel deep in your heart the oneness of all things in this universe. That duality is sameness, sun and moon, heaven and earth. Within you is the great secret, the great reflection of the entire universe and all of its wisdom and all of its secrets. You feel the great Egyptian Mercury, Thoth, coming to you now and placing in your hands a stone. It is the Philosopher's Stone, and on it is written our alchemical mantra and reminder. I am creation above. I am creation below. I am creation above. I am creation below. I am creation above. I am creation below. Listening now for any final messages meant for you. When you hear me count down from 10 to 0, together we will return. Counting down now. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and 0. Thank you again to everyone who's here. The music can stop now. We'll take a minute if anyone wants to share anything that came up. I saw Joanna sent a lot of candles and star emojis right when we entered the temple. I thought that was perfect. Wonderful. Okay. Great. Well, that's fine. I actually understand if no one wants to share too, because sometimes it's just kind of moving at a very deep level. So what I'm going to do briefly is just make sure that everyone has the link to keep in touch with me. And if you aren't already, please sign up for my newsletter. See, I've got it. Okay. Oh, yeah. If that also has asking for a review, but you don't have to leave that. Perfect. Looks like my production director also included that. Thank you. Yes, please, if you'd like to sign up for my newsletter, stay in touch. Oh, I see Arsenia's here. Hi, Arsenia. Welcome. Much love, many hearts. Thank you. Thank you for being here. And if at any time you'd like to stay in touch, please consider doing so. Sessions are open, so if you'd like a session, I'm moving, so with a little patience, we can definitely get it done for you. Tarot readings, healings, both over text and over Zoom. And then, of course, if anyone needs an exorcism, I am the person to call. So beyond that, if you would like to keep in touch, or this alchemical work in any way is stirring something within you, I invite you to sign up starting next week for our Muklu Magic series. That is a 2-month intensive, once a week, which will allow us to dive deep into the wisdom of ancient Babylon. We'll be covering topics such as kind of general Babylonian religion and medicine. We'll talk a bit about the evil eye, and we'll talk about specifically the tools needed. So if you're kind of in your introductory phases of magic, this is a great time to know what you need basically for any kind of spiritual practice. And specifically, if you're curious about exorcisms, what you need for that, before we'll go into the demonology of ancient Babylon. And I see exorcism as kind of the name for what is basically medicine work and, in a way, shadow work. So if you're looking to do some healing or to kind of find mentorship for your own path, where you're like, I'm still struggling with this and it feels like a blockage that's keeping me from, achieving what I'm looking for, then this is a great way to learn that categorization as it was in ancient Babylon, that understanding of what the demons mean to us, and then moving into the deeply kind of 2-part healing and exorcism practice, which will include fire and water. I know there were some folks who came last year that might be on this call, and actually I want to reach out to you, so I will send you an email hopefully tonight. And basically, if what we'll learn is the ritual itself, and then we'll end the class with a fire ceremony where everyone will basically do an exorcism on each participant. So it'll be kind of a group, kind of ceremony council space. So if any of that is of interest to you, please do stay in touch. The link to the class is on my website, plus the description is, and if you sign up for the newsletter, I will also be sending out information. Someone says, I messaged you. Okay, I'm sorry that I haven't gotten back to your message. I will be sure to do so as soon as I'm able to. Thank you. Okay, great. So let's go ahead and close the circle, taking a moment now. And what we'll do is we'll kind of hold each other's hands out together in space. Or what you can do is hold your hands at your heart, kind of reach out and hold my hands. And together what we'll do is just take a moment and be thankful for the great secrets of this universe that are always being shared and made available to us just in time, arriving as the planets do, exactly when they're meant to. May we walk on this path, and may we find our blessings, one foot in front of the other. Everything will align with the divine truth and the natural order as it's intended to. Excuse me. Thank you to each and every one of you for being a part of this space tonight, for sharing your energy. And I bow to you humbly, gratefully, from my heart to your heart, Shungo. Many blessings and much happiness to each and every one of you. Thank you. I see Jake says, how do I sign up for the newsletter? I can't find it on the website. let's see, Jake, if you go to preciousthunderwarrior.com, there should be a picture of a lion, and then it says name, first, last, and email, and it says sign up for our newsletter. So you might not have scrolled down far enough. I know it's quite a big picture, but that should help you find it. If not, email me at preciousthunderwarrior@gmail.com and we'll get it sorted out. Yay, you found it. Awesome. Great. Great to hear. Thank you. I see Joanna says thank you with many candles, lots of hearts, hugging emojis. Thank you so much, Joanna, for being here. Thank you for being a part of this space. All right, everyone, take care and have a blessed evening. And do stay in touch. And Rocco says much love. Hi, Rocco. Shana Tova. Shana Tova, if you celebrate Rosh Hashanah. Thank you, Rocco, for always being a part of this space. Rocco she's one of the hearts of this community. I feel she's been here for so long and so grateful for her. Thank you, Rocco, and much love back to you. Michelle says thank you. Thanks. Thanks, Michelle. Thank you for being here. I'm happy that you could come, and thanks for being a newbie. Okay. Goodbye.